Yo, peace, love, and light, kinfolk. Listen, I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I haven't been on social media. I'm out on the land right now doing a little bit of work. So I decided to take a break, do a video, speak on some things, right? I'm not going to be able to speak on every single thing I want to speak on because I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm just going to kind of stress some things to y'all that y'all already know. There's a lot going on right now. What a time to be alive. Especially for someone who has been prophesying for the last decade. You dig what I'm saying? Just spreading awareness, telling people what it really is, you know, how corrupt our government is, how they have the technology to, you know, manipulate the weather and modify the weather and control and intensify all these different things with the weather, right? When you've been trying to expose all the lies and all of that to these people, and you've been called crazy, conspiracy theorists, and to be living in those times where everything that you prophesied is coming to pass. It's playing out, not exactly the way that you said it was going to play out, but close to how you said it was going to play out. It's just a beautiful time to be alive. We are about to get tested in ways in which we've never been tested before. And my question to you is, are you ready? Are you ready to go through this storm? We are entering into some times where these devils are turning up. The enemies of humanity are beginning to show themselves and show you who they really are. Right now, we've been telling y'all who they are, but y'all are about to find out who they are. They've been in your face the whole time, but they've been deceiving you. You understand what I'm saying? Making you think that they are for you, but in reality, they were always against you. Now, like I said, it's a lot going on, and I'm not going to be able to touch on everything, but let's look at these hurricanes. The one that just happened and the one that's about to happen. Some people out there think that this is God's doing. Some people are saying, yeah, the Most High is judging America. The Most High is judging those racist towns and da-da-da-da-da-da. Let me tell y'all something. And you don't have to agree with me when I say this. I don't care about that. This ain't the Most High is doing. Is the Most High allowing it? Yeah. Yeah. But this is not the Most High doing this. If you are one who researches, right, it doesn't take nothing for you to go online and look up weather modification, you know what I'm saying, weather manipulation. Listen, the military industrial complex, they have the technology to create storms. They have the technology to not only create storms, but to intensify these storms and to steer these storms to the targeted, you know, areas or whatever. They've been doing it. They've been had the technology, but they want you all to believe that this is Mother Nature. They want you all to believe that when you see these things happening, this is climate change. This is a result of climate change. Nah. This is all that they're doing. You got to understand, when the Bible say the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? These devils, these dark powers controlled Israel. A thought crossed my mind. So if you go to the book of Enoch, it tells you about the angels that came down and taught mankind, right? And I might be paraphrasing. I don't got the book with me right now, but there is one of the angels or demons who taught mankind about the science of the clouds and the weather patterns and things of that nature, right? I'm just gonna say that yes, these storms that we're seeing, they are man-made. I wanna speak on these towns that were wiped out. A lot of people that look like me have been celebrating. They've been celebrating because, come to find out, a lot of these towns that were hit, these were racist towns, right? Some people have even looked up the fact that some of these places were sundown towns at one point in time. And a lot of our people are rejoicing, they're celebrating. Again, like I say, I don't believe that this is God's doing. I believe that these devils are doing this because they want those areas to start mining in. But regardless, I don't feel like we should be rejoicing. I don't feel like we should be celebrating. I don't know why would you celebrate something like that? You're not gaining nothing from it. While I'm talking about this, something just crossed my mind. I'm gonna pull up Proverbs chapter 24, verses 17 and 18. It says, "Rejoice not when your enemy falleth, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Most High see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him." We shouldn't be rejoicing in that. You understand what I'm saying? If that's karma, then that's karma, right? But at the same time, we got a lot of stuff that we still need to focus on. We still got a lot of stuff that we need to clean up within ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? Or we're going to be just like them. So I honestly urge everybody to just be humble, man. Be humble. Be humble. Because like I said, the same way that happened to them, that could happen to you. And I'm going to say this. Ain't none of us out the clear. You dig what I'm saying? Because listen, y'all, this is the beginning stages of tribulation. And it's not just us that's going to go through this. You dig what I'm saying? Like the whole world is about to experience things that we've never experienced in our lifetime. That's why I say it's a good time to be alive, but at the same time, if you not doing what you supposed to be doing as far as getting your houses in order, I'm telling you, you're going to go out sad. I want to speak about this too. Everybody that's watching this video right now, I want y'all to take a moment and really pay attention to everything that's taking place right now, right? We just had this hurricane, Helene, and we got another one coming. What is it, Milton, right? That's about to hit Florida. I want y'all to pay attention to how awful they have been at managing that situation, all right? I've heard people say that, you know, law enforcement and people in those positions have been stopping people, preventing people who want to go help other people, right? They've been telling them, listen, you can't go and help folks, or you can't go and get your items from your houses or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? They've been turning them away. So people are taking it upon themselves, saying, all right, you know what? The government don't want to do nothing about it. Police officers, all the people that's in these positions to help, they don't want to do nothing about it. Cool. We're going to take it upon ourselves, and we're going to go and help save people, and you know what I'm saying, do all that, right? And that right there is what I want y'all to pay attention to the most, because, you know, I've been stressing over the years and all of my lives, I've been telling y'all the importance of us coming together, right? The importance of us stepping up and pulling our resources together, you know, just leaning on one another. Because just imagine, whenever ish hit the fan for real, I'm talking about all over the country, we gonna need each other. I'm telling you, we gonna need each other, man. So that whole saying, we all we got, that's gonna be for real. Because like I told y'all in the beginning, the enemy of humanity, they're starting to reveal themselves. So we gotta realize that we are all we got. When it comes to survival, it's times like this, right? Where what you believe, who you for in politics, whether it's the left or the right, none of that is gonna matter. None of that is gonna matter in these times. Just like now, everything that's going on over there in North Carolina, I'm pretty sure those people ain't nobody having no conversations or debates about, you know, whether they should vote for Trump or Kamala. Nobody's having debates about, oh, what God name is or whatever the case. Ain't nobody debating about that junk, man. These folks trying to survive. We got to start preparing ourselves in every way possible, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Mainly mentally and spiritually, because, you know, in times like that, when ish hit the fan, it's gonna be a shock. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't gonna be able to think straight, you know, because a lot of people, they haven't been in those situations before, right? So that's why I always say, man, like right now while we got the time, we need to be preparing. We need to be putting plans in place, and we need to get out here and start practicing our preps and everything like that. All right, I want to read something to y'all real quick. And this right here is just really on the topic of saving. People always ask, you know, how do we see God? I did videos in the past where I touched on this, but you know, when we talk about God and the devil, and how do we see God? How do we see the devil? And I remember telling everybody that, you know, if you want to see God, just look at the actions of people. If you want to see the devil, look at the actions of people, right? You can see God and the devil through the actions of those people. And you know, we talk about being saviors and things of that nature. You know, a lot of people, when it comes to certain situations, people would just rather pray. They'll pray, you know, they'll pray to the cross, or they'll pray to these statues and you know, things of that nature, right? And they expect for these things, these idols, to save the people and all of that, while they themselves have everything it takes to go and save that person, right? And like I said, if you want to see God in somebody, just look at the actions. And it's just crazy because it brings me back to what I read in this book right here. It says here in chapter 46, it was a holy day and Yasha walked upon the Athens beach. A storm was on and ships were being tossed about like toys upon the bosom of the sea. The sailors and the fishermen were going down to watery graves. The shores were strewn with bodies of the dead. And Yasha halted not, but with a mighty power he rescued many a helpless one, often bringing back to life the seeming dead. Now, on these shores were altars, sacred to the gods supposed to rule the seas, right? Now, at this point, I think he was in Greece, speaking and dwelling with the Greeks, right? And if you look in Greek mythology, you see Poseidon. Poseidon was the god of the waters or whatever, right? Or the sea. Anyway, verse 6 says, and men and women, heedless of the cries of drowning men, were crowding all about these altars, calling on their gods for help. At length the storm was done, and all the sea was calm, and men could think again. And Yasha said, you worshippers of wooden gods, how has the fury of this storm been lessened by your frantic prayers? Where is the strength of these poor weather-beaten gods with painted swords and crowns? A god that could abide in such a little house could hardly hold a frantic fly. And who could hope that he could hold at bay the lords of winds and waves? The mighty powers of worlds unseen do not give forth their help till men have done their best. They can only help when man can do no more. And you have agonized and prayed around these shrines and let men sink to death who might have been by your assistance saved. The God that saves dwells in your souls and manifests by making use of your own feet and legs and arms and hands. Strength never comes through idleness, nor through a waiting for another one to bear your loads or do the work that you are called to do. But when you do your best to bear your loads and do your work, you offer unto the Most High a sacrifice well-pleasing in His sight. And then the Holy One breathes deep upon your glowing sacrificial coals and makes them blaze aloft to fill your souls with light and strength and helpfulness. The most efficient prayer that man can offer to a God of any kind is helpfulness to those in need of help. For what you do for other men, the Holy One will do for you. It's so crazy when I read that. I think about the song I did with Sleepy LaFleur and Courtney Bell. I forget the name of the song, but in the verse I was just like, if you see somebody, you know, going through it or somebody in danger, what you gonna do? You gonna throw scriptures at them or you gonna help them? So I say all that to say, like, when we think about everything that's going on right now with these storms, right, we got to step it up. We got to remember that we are vessels. You understand what I'm saying? Our bodies are temples that God, that energy, that power dwells within us, right? So whenever you see somebody in danger, God is going to use you, right? Use you to go and save that person. You, in that moment, in that situation, become a savior. It's just like one time when I was on the road, I think I told y'all this. I was on the road and I had just got my load and I was heading to Louisiana. And then like as soon as I got on the ramp, I seen this car crash. This man ran into a divider, right? And so he was hanging out the car, lifeless, right? He was still breathing, but I'm just saying, like, it was crazy. Anyway, in that moment, I had a choice to make on whether or not my load was more important than this man, right? So I had to choose between the two. And I said, man, let me pull over. Let me pull over. Let me get out my truck. Let me go over here and check on the brother. So I did that, right? And so I provided aid. You know what I'm saying? I sat there and I was with him until the ambulance came. And I prayed over the brother and everything. You know what I'm saying? And had I not been there, you know, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I just feel like in that moment, you know, the Most High used me to give that brother some assistance, you know. So my message to y'all is to just keep striving, keep working on yourselves, keep overcoming, keep working through your trauma, keep facing your demons, fighting your demons, overcoming your demons. I don't care where you at in this world. This whole world about to go through it. We all gonna go back into the wilderness. And while we in the wilderness, y'all gotta understand these devils ain't gonna let up. They still gonna be coming after us. It don't matter where we go. But while we in the wilderness, and I remember this from reading the scriptures, that we're gonna have a fire round about us. The forces of nature gonna be protecting us. And speaking of the forces of nature, that's another thing too I forgot. See, it's all coming to me now as I'm talking. But earlier I was telling y'all about the government and how they got technology to control the weather and everything like that. Listen, y'all, I said this before. We got the power too. We don't listen, don't get it twisted and don't forget it. We have the power too, right? We can control the forces of nature too. Everything we see them doing, know that we can do it too. But we just gotta tap in. We gotta align ourselves with the Creator, with that power, with Source. That's the only way we're gonna be able to speak and communicate, right? See, going back into the Aquarian Gospel, this the last thing. All right, check this out. This is chapter 91, verse 35. And Yasha said, all men are sons of the Most High. And if they live a holy life, they always are at home with the Most High. They see and understand the works of the Most High, and in his sacred name they can perform these works. The lightnings and the storms are messengers of the Most High, as well as are the sunshine, rain, and dew. The virtues of the heavens are in God's hands, and every loyal son may use these virtues and these powers. Man is the delegate of the Most High to do his will on earth, okay? And man can heal the sick, control the spirits of the air, and raise the dead. Because I have the power to do these things is nothing strange. All men may gain the power to do these things, but they must conquer all the passions of the lower self, and they can conquer if they will. So, man is God on earth, and he who honors the Most High must honor man. For the Most High and man are one, as father and the child are one. So this right here lines right up with what Yasha said in the Bible, right? When he said that what you see me doing, you can do the same thing. You will do even greater works than me. You understand what I'm saying? And the question everybody has to ask is, how do we get to that point to start doing what he was doing? Right? That's where, you know, the shadow work comes in play. That's where the, you know, purifying yourself from within comes in play. That's where, you know, you taking up the cross, you working on yourself, overcoming your flesh, your lower self, that animal, right? Elevating, coming out of that into your higher self. See, I know we all think it's a game and we think it's a joke. We don't believe it, whatever the case is, but that's cool. That's cool. All I'm saying is, listen, I'm not worried about nothing. I'm excited. I truly believe that I'm going to be one of the ones fighting against this evil, for real. You know, having these powers, developing these powers, activating these powers that we all have. You know, being able to communicate with the forces of nature. The same way we see them doing things with the wind, with the rain. Peak game. We can go outside. Hey, calm down. Nah, we not doing that. You see the storm going in a direction? Speak to it. Cease. We can do that same thing. We just gotta believe, and we gotta know that we can do it. So I love y'all, man. I'm praying for everybody who has gone through these storms. I'm praying for everybody that's in the path of Hurricane Milton. Peace.